How do people not see this shit? No, really. Okay, so today I'm going to show you a couple clips from videos I made 3 years ago, and then I'm going to show you the headlines today. I'm going to go over the hypocrisy of the United States. How his supporters down there and up here don't see it is beyond me. And a few quick hits to start the day. First up, put American spirits back on Canadian shelves. No. Look, obviously I'm not in charge of making the call, but I'm not buying that shit anymore. California wine might get a slide because, it's California. They're not really aligned with Trump. But the bourbon? I poured mine down the drain months ago, and I will not replace it. Oh, you're just hurting yourself. You already paid for it. I don't give a shit. I'm just having it on the shelf bothers me. All right, next up, the overhaul of the Fed has begun. Dollar slides as Trump fires Fed Governor Lisa Cook for bullshit reasons. Fired her for alleged mortgage fraud. Who accused her of mortgage fraud? This guy, Bill Pult, head of the agency that regulates mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, alleged on X that Cook had claimed 2 primary residences in 2021 in order to secure better mortgage terms. All allegations and no proof. Interesting. The Trump administration is going to go after all these people. He's going to take them down one by one on bullshit charges. Expect that to keep happening. And every time it does, there's more risk to the US dollar losing its reserve currency status. This is just my opinion, but I believe that before the end of the decade, the United States dollar will lose its reserve currency status either completely or de facto. All right, speaking of opinions, let's go back into the archive and see what I said 3 years ago.
We're not going to hit our targets.
Ontario records low housing starts even with new ways of counting them. We're not hitting our targets. How could I have seen this coming? Because somebody has to want to buy this shit first. This is not a build it and they will come situation. And then I said,
what's more likely for us is complete real estate gridlock.
Home construction in Ontario is at a standstill, according to the housing minister. This comes as the province of Ontario has given London $12 million as part of its Building Faster fund. Yeah, I'm doing my part. But potential new home buyers have hit the pause button. How could I have seen this coming? Because affordability has deteriorated, but the cost of new homes can't come down. It's a rock and a hard place. All right. Now let's talk about U.S. hypocrisy. Do you remember when the tariffs kicked off? It was all because of the illicit drug trade between Canada and the United States. But of course, the problem is that the United States sends drugs to Canada, not that we're sending them down to the U.S. Oh, but the Canadian Trump supporters, they didn't want to hear it. They did not want to hear it. Trump says import of wood products may pose national security threat. Oh, I'd love to hear how the supporters are spinning this. I'd love to hear this. When it comes to housing in the U.S., they have the same problems we have here, right? People aren't making enough money to pay for the homes. And the homes are expensive. They cost a lot. And guess what? They use our wood to build them. So now they cost even more. And then there's these tariffs on Indian products. The Trump administration put 50% tariffs on imports from India to try and get India to stop using Russian oil. Because, there's a war going on. Speaking of wars, look, before I go on, let me just say something. In this household, we're not rooting for anybody. We hate both these guys. We hope they both get taken out. But I digress. On top of the 3 ships that have already been sent down to Venezuela, the U.S. is now sending a guided missile cruiser and a nuclear-powered fast attack submarine. And the Maduro regime is still convincing retirees to join the militia. Shit show. But my point is this. While the U.S. sanctions India because they're taking oil from Russia, and Russia's at war with Ukraine, and while they sanction us because of a drug problem that they're causing, they're not sanctioning themselves. I reported on this last week when the news broke. U.S. resumes imports of Venezuelan oil under new license to Chevron, August 21st. U.S. warships sail off to Venezuela as tension soars, August 21st. Do I need to spell it out? I think I need to spell it out. Chevron is a U.S. company. They're buying their oil from Venezuela. Venezuela needs this to keep happening because they take that oil money and they fund their war effort. A war effort that would not need to be funded if it weren't for the fact that the United States is sending warships down there. And of course, Chevron's making its money from selling oil and gas to the US public. It's the circle of life.